For those of you who missed this episode of the Shadowspark Chronicles, here's what went down. We come back to the aftermath of the judgment by the Arboreum. Anax is no more. A pile of ash amongst a pile of armor. Justinian pleads with King Azadolf that they did not taint the crystals. Azadolf is unresponsive. Instead, Colton speaks and challenges Justinian, who backs down and apologizes. They collect Anax's remains and leave, returning to the ship to relay the somber news to Bishop. Bishop is visibly furious. The party discusses their departure, but Gwynton reveals that Oz reached out to him telepathically and asked for help. The party reels from this. After much deliberation, they decide to reach out to Pora, who is also reeling from the news of Anax's death. The party settles on vengeance. They remove their unsparker cloaks. Justinian disguises himself as an astral elf. Gwynton and Justinian seek out the tavern keeper, who is quite willing to assist the party with a little vengeance. He points out a secret entrance where Colton Frost would frequent, but has since abandoned. Gwynton presses him, and after a monetary exchange or two, the tavern keeper provides further information on where and how to enter Colton's sanctum. Gwynton and Justinian head back to the ship and relay the information. Bishop and Marsland react to the information with fervor. They immediately decide as one to seek out the sanctum. Once they get to the entrance, they magically reach out and confirm the tavern keeper's information. They touch the stones on the appropriate wall, and a magical door opens, where they enter Colton's sanctum. They take a stab at exploring some of the rooms and find trap after trap, one of which almost causes Gwynton to meet the same fate as Anax. The party decides that they should look for the statue and the statue alone. They magically seek out the statue, and its direction from the party is revealed. They head that direction. They move towards the statue, only knowing a general direction, and come upon a library and sets of doors. The doors do not yield despite the party's efforts. They investigate the library, spotting a necromancy book on soul swapping and other various evil magic. Justinian pockets it. Upon investigation of the desk, it explodes. Amongst that wreckage, they discover a key. They continue on into the alchemy lab, and Justinian discovers another key. This key assists them with continuing their exploration. Upon more delving and more discovery of keys, they stumble to an ominous sight. An astral elf on an altar and a statue of Loth. Bishop recognizes the body as Grizz. Gwynton recognizes the statue as the statue containing Oz's soul and smashes it. Magic rips through the room. Oz's soul is released and encounters Grizz on a magical plane. They exchange thoughts on the past. Grizz reveals his envy of Oz and his need for affirmation from someone. He also reveals that Colton Frost murdered Azadolf's parents. Oz tries to comfort Grizz and witnesses his soul dissipate in front of him. He returns to his own body and listens to Colton Frost confirm his itinerary to return to Kandor's Keep. Oz then asks Colton for the Unsparkers and details on how he wants to send a better message to Kandor's Keep with Colton. Colton smiles ominously and sends the Frost Reavers out to find the Unsparkers. Back in Colton's sanctum, the party starts to feud over the consequences of their actions as they witness Grizz's body implode after the statue was broken. Heated words are exchanged, Justinian feeling unheroic and that all the party's deeds lead to chaos. Bishop retorts that it's easy to quit. He has thought of going back to his quiet life many times, but then explains to the party that he will not. He cannot stop fighting until the Shadow Spark malady is purged from the Isles. He tells Justinian he can leave if he's unhappy, which Justinian does. He drops equipment and walks out of the sanctum. Upon his exit, he contacts Colton Frost and tells Colton that Oz is free and Grizz is dead. The remainder of the party arrives at the ship and is met by Frost Reavers, summoning them to the throne room. They concede and follow the Frost Reavers. In the throne room, Oz looks at the party and summons the Frost Reavers to detain Colton Frost. Mages silence him, and Colton is detained. Oz acknowledges the party and smiles. The party then gets to one knee and returns the smile in kind. Please join us every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we continue with the ongoing adventures of the Shadowspark Chronicles. And as always, we'll see you in the dungeon.